Welcome to Loose Toss, the podcast with the most sauce. I'm Willie Griswold, and usually my pal Colin Unger would be saying drip drip right here. But Colin's not here today because I'm still sick, you guys. I didn't want to get the little man sick. He's sick. He's got a crazy voice. It's already super low and super deep. Imagine how it would sound if he got sick. We can't do that to society. I don't think society as a whole can handle the frequency that Colin's voice would give off if he was sick. Today's a four-piece for you. Little solo intro by me. It's not going to be great. Little second part is going to be us talking to Chelsea Hood. Chelsea's a really funny Chicago comic. I think you guys will like. Chelsea teaches us so much about ourselves, man. After that, me and Colin, we just talk about Thanksgiving and a bunch of other random crap. And at the end, please stick around because me, Chelsea, and Colin are doing a show in Carmel, Indiana next week. I want to tell you all about it. But for the time being, please enjoy our conversation. Oh my God, I almost stuck the landing. I got it. For the time being, please enjoy our conversation with the very funny Chelsea Hood.
And he got super wasted the night before too.
We were gone. Like one of those nights where you're like, oh, is the sun out already? Okay, that's unexpected.
Yeah.
We didn't see that coming when we came out of this crazy apartment.
Was he okay? Because I feel like this, if he dies, this isn't a fun story to start
No, he
with.
was fine. He like flew in, like picking eye boogers out and like cruised up on a stage.
How was
and,
the set?
Medium. Yeah, the set was medium. Everybody was hanging on by a thread. But I mean, everybody, Fargo's crazy. It's like total tens of women with like oil money men that are not good looking.
Really?
But they're built like they could save the world.
Yeah.
Oh wow! This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really
more
fun
excited now than I was before.
Well, also though, like local coffee spots. One place that we went was called I don't remember what. It's like a place where they play like kind of like chill. Like it would be like chill jazzy lo-fi vibes if you were a Spotify category.
Hell yeah.
But they like spin records. Mudblood is what it's called, and they had I think that's for sure Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's in Harry Potter when you're half Muggle. That's what that is. I thought it was like a little Harry Potter.
But I think it might be that. I don't know.
Wait,
but
is that the slur in Harry Potter?
Yeah,
it kind of is.
So I just want to.
That's what Malfoy's running around like, you damn mudblood. I was like, this is problematic. Also, like, leave it to J.K. Rowling to be like, I'm making a book about wizards and there's magic and I'm making my own sport.
Yeah.
Also, we have racial slurs too.
Yeah, I'm making my own sport and slur.
There's butterbeer. There's still racism.
But yeah, we're not accepting everyone in this world. Okay, it is very split.
Never. Get goodness.
In the most fictional world possible, there's still not acceptance.
Yeah, we should have seen her coming from a mile away.
It is so. Fargo just has a weird vibe to me because I don't know anything about it except for the Coen Brothers movie and like the subsequent TV shows, and that just got this really like haunted thriller, but like weird sense of humor vibe. Like Steve.
Yeah, I was dreading the shows.
Yeah,
I was too. I was like really nervous, but also, I mean, I don't really see you like going out and like shopping like handmade gifts for the women in your life, but
I don't have any.
No,
okay,
Colin,
yeah.
They all left me.
He's gonna find some oil fellas with the 30.
100%. Yeah. So like, but that scene is really cute. But like the partying scene, those people like to drink. There's a lot of like vets up there that are like, I got a story. Well, you also go to the VFW after the club.
Hell yeah, smoke cigs inside.
Someone actually told me that like to go there like specifically.
Oh yeah,
so.
it's like there's like women doing aggressive karaoke, and you're like,
Oh,
you've been waiting
I'm
for
gonna
this
get in
since
on
last
that.
Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, I'm stoked. I'm really excited for this weekend now.
That girl was poison.
I either do Smash Mouth or the Whisper song by the Yin Yang Twins.
Come on, girls. Let me see it.
There's like one good burger spot in town, and then there's
yeah.
a million cheap places to drink.
Someone told me to get pho while I'm there, like a pho spot, and I'm like, is that? I can't tell if it's like a prank or not.
I don't know.
No, because Fargo's sort of like the misfit island of everyone who grew up in North Dakota, but is like not like really that into being a North Dakotan.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm excited.
They're like all the kids that got made fun of in school. Like everyone that got bullied out of their hometown landed in Fargo.
Okay, so it's like a town of open micers and then men
Totally.
doing
Yeah, you're gonna be their new king.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot of guys with a damn chip on their shoulder.
100%.
You're gonna walk in. I like the cut of this town's jib, man. You guys.
I might not come back. I mean, they're gonna be
You might not come to the show.
Yeah.
You might not have to realize that you are a 12-hour drive and have to book a flight.
Look,
I
I
was
know-
gonna drive, but
Is it really a 12-hour drive?
I mean,
it's something like that. I'm not doing it.
It's
I'm
probably about 10 to Fargo from here.
Yeah, something that I'm not. Those oil guys are gonna hate me. I'm too big of a pussy to drive 10 hours, so I'm gonna fly like 3 instead.
Fellas, I can't leave you. I don't want to drive to the show in Indy, but I have to get out of here.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know. This whole podcast is gonna be about Fargo, but I rented a car. The week before the Fargo shows, I did a show in Bismarck, which is their capital, and it's 3 hours deep into the state. Which that feels like that movie that you're thinking of.
Just like nothing there.
Every exit driving back, like, thank God I got gas in Bismarck, because I was like, it was a little desolate. Maybe I'll just get gas. Yeah, you better, because it just says no services. No services.
Oh, God.
Like, exit
Yeah,
here to
that's
be
what I was
murdered.
thinking of. Yeah, I'm so glad it's not that. I'm so glad I have those strong oil men to protect me while I'm
Yeah,
there.
no, Bismarck is more crazy. But like, that's what I thought it was going to be like so I rented a car. I have to drive back to Fargo, drop it off because I'm taking the Amtrak because comedy is really lucrative.
Yeah.
And I have to take the Amtrak back after I drop off this rental car. But there's no one at the airport. The airport's just closed. I didn't even know you could close.
It's just like a restaurant. It's like seat yourself.
100%. Yeah. They're like, see hostess in the morning.
Put your laptop in the crate.
Yeah.
Make sure that you don't have anything bad in your bag.
It's just a paddle thing, like a paddle boat. to get-
Dude, I'm like pounding on the window. I'm like, I have to drop this key off or they're going to charge me like whatever they charge you to keep a rental car over is probably hundreds of dollars. So I'm like, no, I have to drop this off by midnight. Like that is the rule. Why is there no box? Sure
Yeah,
enough,
that's insane.
this dude comes by like autistic as the day is long, just like holding 2 Gatorades. Like, I can't help you. I'm holding my Gatorades.
You're just gonna have to pay that fee.
Yeah,
He's got a yellow one and a blue one.
100%.
He's making the perfect shade of green.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you see how I can't open the door?
Lady, I'm busy
I
right
got these
now.
Gatorade hands.
That's amazing. That would be $2,000.
But I do feel like the rental car industry, they do fuck you over whenever they can. But I feel like maybe in Bismarck, keep it 3 extra days. You're fine.
Oh, yeah. No, you should keep that there. I know. Well, if you try to get to the airport too late, Clark's got his Gatorade. You're never gonna let you back in.
Hey, can you pick up my nephew? He's about 30 Keystone Lights deep. He really needs a ride home tonight.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So again, and then I had to wait for my guy who I didn't know next weekend I was gonna get really close with. But so yeah, I had to break into the Fargo airport. He opened the door and then just kind of looked around behind me. I'm like, no, we're the only 2 people here. I just have to put this key in this box and go to the Amtrak station downtown. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be we take for granted how much we can walk to and from places here.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, oh no, that's 11 miles. We're not gonna make that train. We're gonna have to take a cab.
It is. Also, I like walking places. That said, if it's 25-minute walk and it's cold outside, I'm getting a little Uber. I'm getting a cute little Uber. No, I have delicate skin. I can't be out cold like that, you know?
We both just said yeah. We
Yeah,
both
you
said
do have
delicate
delicate
skin.
skin. Yeah, you're like a doll.
We're
Well,
like,
you used to live in New York City, though, right?
I did.
Did you walk everywhere up there?
Oh yeah, I was in the best. You're in the best shape of your life there. I mean, you're also just surviving. No one's living there. Everyone is surviving.
Yeah. How long were you there?
5 years.
Oh, damn. Okay. So, but you started in Chicago, then went to New York?
No, this is wild. So I started in Dallas, Texas. I almost became a housewife much younger in my life and started stand up after that blew up, which is what you do. You know, something big has to blow up and then you're like, I'll be a comedian.
Yeah.
Get out of a relationship, your friend dies. We all have our little inciting incident,
everybody's
right?
got their thing.
Everybody's got a thing where you're just like, life is short.
Just putting off adulthood for a little bit.
I mean, yeah, one-way ticket to Never Neverland, please.
Yeah.
Where the 50-year-olds do go. Yeah. I want to work there.
Where the 50-year-olds do go. We used to run an open mic at this Irish bar, and the guy that ran it was just, we love him, but he was just a cokehead.
Yeah.
One time he went in the bathroom, did coke, locked the door, and smoked a cigarette in the bathroom with no window during the open mic. And we were like, hey man, we can smell it. He's like, I'm the manager, you're going to tell. Like,
he was a guy that looked just so tired all the time, but the most energy.
Those people aren't doing well.
Oh no, he got fired. Yeah, he got fired. One time he like dragged me into the bathroom and he's like, "Did you just smoke weed in here?" I'm like, "No, man." I was like, "I'm gonna be honest with you. I sold weed to one of my friends." He's like, "All right, dude, let's go do a shot then. As long as you're not smoking in here." I'm like, "This place is insane." I'm like, "I need to get out of this open mic."
Was this here?
Yeah, I didn't even sell weed. One of my friends texted me and he was like, "Hey man, I just worked 14 hours." Or he's like, "I worked 14 hours in the past 2 days. I really need some weed." I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's
this had to have
tough."
been at Irish Eyes.
Durkins.
You're wrong, but you're exactly right.
It was also John Norman, like bless his heart.
Oh, John is on his own journey.
Yeah, he was like, "I worked 14 hours in the past 2 days. I really need some weed." I'm like, "Oh, I've been there, dude." And then I like gave him like a little bit of weed, and I thought about him like he just worked almost 2 full shifts.
Yeah,
I'm like, what is he talking about?
That's
I'm like,
two
that's not
7-hour
hard
shifts.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take it out of his sale, but yeah, it's
I'm
not.
like, he just got weed out of me for working part time.
Did you sell it to
he has
him?
that southern. No, I just gave it to him. He just has that southern charm where I'm like, yeah, man, you deserve this.
Just sounds like he's running a union for forklift operators in Alabama.
I mean, I've never met someone in my life who just has coasted and like landed. Like last time he was in Chicago, he landed a speaking role on TV because he was an extra. And he talked to all the people that they were like, "Don't talk to these people." But he's just so charming, they put him on TV. And it's like an Amazon like detective show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he on Jack Ryan?
No, it's like an old school detective or something like that. What is it?
I love that you think Jack Ryan is a detective show.
I don't know what it is. I just got a strong man. I think he's handsome.
Yeah.
When I go to Amazon, he pops up and I go, "Look at that handsome
Who's
kid."
the guy?
I do not know. I think
It's John Krasinski from The Office.
It's John Krasinski.
That is a handsome kid. You
Yeah,
don't know John Krasinski?
He's got a beard. I didn't know that was him. He looks different. He
had a glow up.
He
doesn't look like Jim.
He does not look
That's
like
not
Jim.
my
Who's
Jim.
that guy?
What the fuck happened to Jim? Fucking Pam probably died. He had his little moment.
Yeah,
And then
Jim died.
Yeah.
Jim joined the CIA. He exclusively operates out of black sites now.
When he needs intel, he calls his old friend Dwight, and he just hacks into the mainframe on a beet farm.
Dwight is totally still in contact with somebody at the CIA.
That was a fun little turn we had. We talked about how John Krasinski's hot and then a little Office spinoff.
Yeah, that
That's
wasn't
good.
bad. I'm not stoked about it, but I'm not mad
The
about it.
gears
either.
are moving, dude.
Yeah,
we
dude,
got
we are
something.
fucking
Lightning
cooking right
strike.
now.
I'm glad because you have a loose post-it that you were maybe going to touch based on a couple things. But I didn't think there was a lot of structure.
Literally nothing.
Yeah.
What do they say?
I wrote Brooklyn bathroom because right when you moved back to town, I didn't live in New York City, but after college, I went to New York for a month to like see if I could swing it. And then after like 3 weeks, I was like, "Let me go home,
Yeah.
please." No, yeah. Then I was like, "I'm gonna go home at work at my old summer camp for 2 weeks." But I had a lot of fun there. But one time I was in this bathroom in Brooklyn, and like I saw like when you moved home back to Chicago, I'd never met you, but like you posted in the Facebook group like, "Hey," and someone was like, "Vouch," and like book this girl or whatever. And then I went to this bathroom in Brooklyn, and it was this like cool comedy bar. I think it was.
It was the Old Creek, I bet.
It was maybe the Old Creek or maybe Pine Box. Yeah, I think it was Old Creek. You're right. And I saw your picture in there, and I was like, "Oh my God, this girl is famous as hell." Chelsea Hood is
In
the
the
coolest
bathroom?
girl. Yeah, because I saw her picture in a bathroom. But it was like
that's how it starts. you guys.
it was also next to like Roy Wood Jr. It wasn't just like a totally random
sure.
thing. But I was like, yeah, this girl is the coolest.
I was going to ask, I was like, do they just have only women's photos in the men's bathroom? Because that'd be a weird move.
That would be
that'd be
weird.
very comedy.
yeah, that's
Just
true.
it would take somebody transitioning to tell us. Like, whoa, bad news, guys. I went in there for the first time. It is as bad as you think it is.
It's not even pictures on stage. It's like your senior pictures from high school.
Yeah, it's
like,
just
oh, God.
Photos
Weird
taken from
polls
across the
from
street.
08 Facebook. Like, ooh.
Just you at like an IU bar and everyone's drinking around
Yeah.
you. God damn it. Old Facebook pictures. There's all these pictures of me just 17 years old, just on Molly. And
We just dumped whole albums.
I like cleaned mine. I untagged myself and everything. I deleted everything that's like,
You scrubbed it.
yeah.
why are you
I've
afraid
been
you-
doing that recently on my Instagram because I'm getting ready to like be in clip posting territory against
Yep,
my will.
Same.
But so I was like, all the pictures of my niece have to be gone. Because if any of these people find her, I will fucking murder her.
Exactly. Yeah, there's some fucking weirdos.
People are when I do pictures of my little sisters, they're like 7 and 10 or whatever, and I always put like little like sunglass faces over their heads.
Totally, yeah.
Because people are just freaky little weirdos out there. You don't need to see pictures.
Oh, it's why I like had to go to therapy about posting content because I used to be on a morning show when I was in Texas, and so we like posted shit every day. But this is like like Instagram was then you would like put things in that filter that looked like an old Kodak reel.
Yeah.
And then you would shoot it out.
Simpler times.
One photo at a time.
That's
there
when
was no
Instagram
story.
was awesome.
Yeah, it was the best.
Just like it was like me smoking a cigarette by a lake, being like nothing better than a cig and coffee. 2012, dude. That shit was
Totally.
Some
awesome.
Kanye lyrics.
100%. It was the best. It was so dreamy. And like we all were starting to try to make it on Twitter and get a late night, right? We all were like going to try to get hired by Conan on our Twitter. So it was like, those were the days. But this guy started like full blown stalking and harassing me, started sending photos of my car
Oh my God.
to my Twitter parked outside of places.
That's a cool move. I've done that before. People like that. People
Yeah,
really
people love that.
People love it when you do that.
Started like found
Women
my
love a
mom's
surprise.
Facebook. Was like, I can't believe you're gonna be my mother. Like sending my
Oh
mom
my
crazy messages
fucking
on my
God.
mom's Facebook, and I was like, fuck this, shut it down. I'm not putting shit on the internet ever again.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And now we have to.
Yeah. Now people are. Dude, I do like a lot.
Now
of,
you're hitting up that guy and you're like, can you share this clip
Yeah,
for
do
me?
you think, do you like this?
Is this funny?
Is this pretty good? Would you stalk me again based on this clip?
Yeah.
he like shares like a Facebook memory from 15 years ago, and it's a picture of your car, and it's like, and look at her now, posting clips on the
Yeah.
internet. Just watch her grow, everybody.
Willie had a little stalk of her. Or not a stalk. You had like a bully.
Oh
That guy
yeah.
Oh
my God.
DM'd this guy's wife.
When I got on my dad's radio show, there was just so many people that wanted to call me fat and gay and tell me I had pimples. Like so many people, like this older guy, he was bald, he was a firefighter, and he like worked out all the time, and his only posts were like him working out. And then there was one of his girlfriend or whatever. It was like a rose, and he like tagged her in it. But he was like DMing me being like, hey, you're fat, you're dumb, I hate you. And I was like, cool. And it started like 4 years ago, and then it got bad 2 years ago, and then basically I ended up DMing this guy's girlfriend, being like, "Hey, can you tell your boyfriend to stop cyberbullying me?" And then she was like, "Oh my
Hilarious.
God, this guy has been bad in the past." And then she dumped the guy.
Yeah.
But then now
he wants to murder you.
No, now he's got a new girlfriend. Also, when I told my friend Mark what was happening, and I sent like a screenshot of this guy's Facebook or whatever. And a second later, Mark was just like, I have his home address.
That's so wild, dude.
And I was like, I'm not going to do anything.
So wild.
I don't want to do anything that crazy. But yeah, and then he's with a new girl. And then he started making fun of me again. And then I like DM'd the new girl. I was like, hey, this guy. And then she didn't reply. And then I found this is where he had like a tagged photo of his kid on Facebook, and I like clicked on the kid's profile, and I was like, nope, this is where we're done.
Yeah, we've got
This
too
is-
far.
This is
I
where
like
we're
that
done.
you learned it as soon as that kid's page loaded. You were like, no, this is the point of no return. I need to back
Yeah.
out.
I'm not gonna like ruin a young girl's relationship with her father because he wants to comment on my love handles in a picture at the Indy 500.
Is he fat?
He's not fat, but I think he.
I'm impressed that he has a public profile.
I-
Most of those guys are shut down.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
no, you can't see any of their shit. And then their photo was like Squidward.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is this? Why is it always a cartoon?
This kid loves Naruto and hates me.
Yeah.
It is always a weird, it's never like a normal photo. It's always like an illustrated photo.
I've gotten Willie posts too many photos of me on his page, and I've had some Bob and Tom fans come for my life. Some lady called me like ugly or something randomly, and we got in like an argument on Willie's page. And he's like, "Dude, just leave her alone." I'm like, "I'm not gonna lose."
I'm
this.
starting fights on Instagram constantly. I gotta
Really?
stop it. Oh yeah.
Like on like big
influencers
pages. Okay,
I hate
love
the
that.
influencer page. I
I
fucking
love
hate
that.
this like tickety tackety over all the
Yeah.
shit. Nobody cares about you opening your Amazon package.
Oh, I agree.
I
No,
just want to
agree with
fucking
that.
set it on fire on her porch. You know, like that's a better watch for me. Her trying to put it out on the porch.
Do you
I-
comment that you say I want to burn your
It's-
packages instead of you opening them?
No. It's like the women who I am like in the midst of working on my own like body neutrality podcast. I'm so exhausted of this like look at me, like I love myself. I'm like, you don't. I can see
Yeah.
it in your eyes. You don't. And so I'm working on that. But it's all these women who are like, I'm a mid-size. So right now I'm like, I've like queued up the algorithm to perfection of me just hating women who say they're mid-size. Who are like, not.
I
It's
got
so niche.
That's amazing. Yeah, I've never heard anyone say that.
okay, so I kind of know this world a little bit. This is gonna sound so creepy. I'm so sorry about this. I got stuck on Big Boob's Instagram for a while, where my like explore page was just like bikini pictures and whatever. And somehow, a group that has snuck into this like very horny audience is women with very large breasts that just show off their outfits, and their whole thing is like, oh my gosh, having huge boobs is such a struggle for me. So like, here's where I'm gonna show you like where I source all my like clothing. And I love that they're taking this thing that's like clearly sort of a positive on the internet, being like, I have 1 million followers because I have large breasts. This sounds so sexist and bad. This is not the way that I meant to say it. I just like that it's
it
become
hasn't
this,
gone off the rails yet.
I just like that it's just like niche group being like, listen, it was when I was in 10th grade, I got made fun of for having the biggest boobs in my grade. Like, I like that. I don't know. I think that's a funny way to be discriminated against.
There's so much of it, and I think that like everyone is good at finding their niche, which of course is like part of social media. But it's the women who are like using mid-size, but they're like, no, you were tiny your whole life and you had a couple kids and now you're very average. But you're using mid-size so that fat girls come in the comments like, well, if she's mid-size, I'm this. Like, this isn't mid-size. I'm like, I know what you're fucking doing, bitch. Yeah. You're trying to get all the fat girls in here, start a fucking riot about how good you look. And I'm not having it. You're not, first of all, you don't look good. Okay. Second of all,
fat girl riot.
It just is we make the world go round. Okay. You can't stop us. Like, it just was
so funny.
It makes me crazy. And so I messaged her very politely and I was like, hey, like, I really like your content otherwise, but like, you're very much not mid-size, and I see what you're doing, which is like weaponizing this term. And
then she was like, you fat bitch, how about you shut the hell up?
It's exactly what happened.
Is that really? I was just gonna say,
if she was so body positive and then turned it right on you.
I would have been
sorry
perfect.
about that. Did you need to say that? Even a joking? That wasn't nice to say.
Oh no, it's okay. But I would have loved to have put her. Then then you're tagging people. Then you become like a real energy of like screen grab, tag, slam.
No, I did that to this guy. I like screenshotted him, and then I had his pro. I was like, he's also not even that skinny. You can't do that shit, man. You just can't let him get to you.
Not even that skinny.
I let it get. And I bet you this guy's gonna listen to this.
I bet you his BMI is honestly approximate to mine.
I told one time me and my little brother got in a fight about who was fatter, and we just got to the doctors. He's like, you're fat. I'm like, you're fat. And I go, whatever, Charlie. I'm only medically overweight. You're medically obese. And I said it like it was a burn.
So if you like, was there a point where you gained a lot of weight and then it like hit you? Where you're like, oh my God.
I didn't really get like fat until college. I always had like body image issues because I was a chubby kid. I went to a small kid, so I was like the fattest. I went to a small school, so I was the fattest kid there. So I was like always like, oh, I'm the fat kid. Oh, I'm the fat kid. And then I broke my back, and the doctor was like, hey, like just don't get fat. And I was like, oh, I'm already super fat. He was like, no, seriously, don't get. And then I went to college, and I got like real big. I got like big enough, and then I had back issues. So then I had to bring it back down. I had to slim it down a little bit.
I got one time, the most I got hurt like when playing soccer, and I just never did any like thing that I was supposed to, and just ate like shit and hit like 200 something pounds.
Not fat.
And I looked, for me it was, because I'm shorter than you.
And he has body image issues too.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what it was. That's probably where it started.
It's more that,
It's
my
probably
guy.
where it's probably where it started.
more
No,
that.
I don't carry weight well at all. Like I look
Nobody
like
does.
stretched out. I think some people
me,
really pull it off.
John Goodman. There's a few
you know
of
who
us.
it is? It's like people where it just goes to the right spot. There's people where
mine
goes,
doesn't go to the right spot.
I love it when you see a guy with just like a really fat ass. You're like, uh-oh. That went to the wrong spot on you, bud.
Dude, I had a fucking Spanish teacher, Senor Malcolm. He had a dump truck. Right? This thing was huge.
Senor Malcolm.
And he used to be a French teacher, and then they told him that they were going to switch to mainly speaking Spanish. So he went out and he learned Spanish. Like, what a hard worker. And he, hola, clase. Yo, se llamo senor. And it was the whitest voice there's ever been. Gotta love it, man.
That's the most Indiana shit, learning... Yeah, je ne sais pas un français. What? No, just Spanish now.
In Indiana, they think Spanish and French is the same thing.
No, that's not true. We think French and German are the same thing, all right? Don't be disrespectful around here. We hate French people in India.
But when I gained weight that time, I remember one time I like talked shit to my dad or something, and he's like, what, did you gain weight or something? And I'm like, yeah, I did. And I just like stormed down to the basement. So that's where it all started.
That's the only time that fight hasn't happened to a 50-year-old couple. Yeah, that's the only time that hasn't been said to a wife. It was you instead.
With teen boy.
Him roast, and then I went back to like my soccer team after I was hurt. My coach was just like, "You're fat now." I'm like, nope, I'm broken forever.
Dude, I remember I was 210 my senior year of high school. And my coach was like, "I want you to get to 220." He was like, "You can eat whatever you want. You just got to work out. But I want you to gain 10 more pounds." And I was like, buddy, you want me to get fatter than I? No way. I am holding on by a string here. Everyone hates me because I'm fat is what I was going to say. Man, do I have some issues in my head.
Yeah.
I am broken.
Leave it for a girl to come on a men's podcast and be like, how do you guys feel about your bodies? And they're like, Mayday, mayday.
I'm about to start crying. I'm about to take my shirt off.
When I was 8, my mom made a comment about how I lost my six-pack, and I think about it every day.
They stopped selling husky sizes at my farm and fleet, and it's just never been the same.
Also, didn't you not like play on the football team? So we was just having you get fat for no reason.
No, I was playing then. I was just my senior year. I didn't end up playing because I went to like music camp because I just didn't care. So I missed 2-a-days and then I couldn't play. And then when I finally had enough practices so I could play, I broke my back that night. Not during a game, on a tree swing. I was on a tree swing after a game. My friend Logan pushed me too high and I fell to my back. And then everyone said that I made a noise they'd never heard before. And they were like, it sounded like a dog coughing. They're like, oh. And then my ex from high school, she was a sweetheart. She drove me back home. Her dad was incredible. Her dad read me Trivial Pursuit questions to like make sure that I was still sharp. And I was like, no, my brain is fine. My back is fucked though. And then I went to the hospital. I went to Peyton Manning Children's Hospital on 82nd Street in Indianapolis. And I woke up at like 7 a.m. with my football coach. She's like, Griswold, come on, man. What are you doing? And I was like, dude, I swear to God I wasn't drunk. I swear to God I wasn't drunk. I actually wasn't drunk. That was pretty impressive. Yeah, but it was a bad night.
Oh my
God. And then I had to be in a wheelchair for a couple weeks to heal.
Not only were you fat, then they put you in a wheelchair. That's huge.
But as a fat kid, I kind of loved it.
Of course
Do you
did.
know what it's like to be a little fat kid in high school? You're on Vicodin. It absolutely rules. Life do not get better.
You're making people feed you.
Life doesn't get better. And no, I had to have this wheelchair that I just sit in. And after a week, part of my physical therapy was that I was supposed to stand up, pick up my wheelchair, fold it up, and then use it to get up the stairs. It was like just to work on my core and my back. And I wheeled up to the stairs. I got out of the wheelchair. I picked it up. And my little brother's best friend, Nick, looks at me just like, oh my God, Willie, what? And I was like, dude, I'm not, I just broke my back.
It's not forever, dude.
He goes, me and my family have been praying for you every night. And I was like, no, dude, I'm an idiot. I fell out of a tree swing. They wheeled me onto a field the next Friday at a football game. They were like, and this is Willie Griswold, who's student council president and football player, but he broke his back last Friday night. They don't say that it wasn't at the game. People think that I'm some hero that was like making some crazy block. Everybody stands up. I get a standing ovation. Yep. People think I'm in this inspiring story. I'm on so much Percocet and Vicodin. I am a hero getting wheeled out there.
Smiling.
He's just been chasing this moment for 11 years.
That's the height of my sports career. Yeah. Was getting wheeled out.
How can I stay broken and get attention? Comedy.
Yeah, man, that's bad. Do you ever just realize something and then you're like, you still got to talk to your friends and be like, oh shit, no.
There's probably people still talking about you that think you're like a hero.
Yeah, bad news. Sometimes my neurodivergency brings out dark corners of other people's lives that they don't want to talk about. Toby McMillan one time was taking photographs for me. I was opening for somebody at Thalia, and the guy I was opening for was like, whoa, dark. And Toby goes, oh, first time meeting Chelsea. I think about it all the time.
Hey, Chelsea, can you stop off-putting Chris Gethard? He's already doing a show about suicide. Can you stop being less of a bummer, please?
It was Marin, and I thought if anyone
could
handle it being dark, I wasn't going to say it. But then you were like, no, what if it was somebody who was already really dark? And I was like, well, bad news.
That's so good.
I thought my example was good. That's the better example. Yeah. That's the best example, and it's the story. Oh, that's
like too good to be true. That's so funny.
Can you take it easy over there, please? I'm trying to enjoy my coffee. He's got a cat t-shirt on.
Honestly, it was honestly quite lovely. I thought he was going to be like curmudgeon-y, just because comedy's the worst. Yeah. And I was like, well, he's been doing it longer than anybody, so he's over it. And he wasn't. He was like super sweet.
My buddy in LA went to the store and saw him, and he said he like did great. And he, I guess he was like, Al, you met him. He's a real like
hot kid.
Yeah, hot kid. He's a finance bro, kind of like
perfect.
Like he like
just what we all needed.
Yeah, hot dude. But he is the man. He's very funny. And then he went up to Mark Maron and he like tapped his shoulder or something. He's like, "Hey man, great set." And like, I think he said that like he could tell that Mark Maron hated it.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Don't touch me.
I love that story. I'm like, you gotta look inside at what I've been doing for the past 6 years.
I love Al, but like I know when we hung out, we had a lot of pops, we drank a lot, and I know Al said he touched his shoulder. I don't
know if he touched his shoulder.
That was a great set tonight, bro. That was awesome, bro. I fucking love you.
You could also just be projecting the fact that you always do that.
I do that a lot. I always do that.
Al's a lot more chill than you are.
I have like so many stories about like Roy Wood Jr. being at like Laugh Factory, and I'm like, I'm Tom's kid. Oh my god,
The first time I ever met you, you put your arm around. And I was just watching open mics at this point. I wasn't even going up. And I thought he was like, anytime I saw someone on stage somewhat confident, I'm like, that's a professional comedian. And Willie came and put his arm around me. He's like, sorry, me and my friends are the drunk guys. I'm like, I'm going to hate you for the rest of my life.
And look at us now. We still hate each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely hate each other.
We just know each other better now.
A little bit better now. Chelsea, we're doing a show together in a week and a half at Union Brewing Company in Carmel. It's not going to be a week and a half after this comes out, so I messed that up. It is going to be on December 4th, no matter when it comes out. That's not a distance thing, so you just know when that is.
Well, I hope we get this out by the 3rd.
I think we will. Okay. I think it's going to come out the week. It'll come out in 5 days, I think. If I think that math is right?
I'm doing Fargo that weekend, so I hope I make it back from Fargo.
Can I tell you the best part about this show? It's right next to my grandma's like home. She lives in like a retirement center kind of thing. And I told her about it, and she got so excited, and she was like, I'm going to see if we can get the bus that they use to take us to Kroger. And so she said that they gave out, the show is free, by the way. So anybody out there, please come because there might not be seats available. Show up early because my grandma's bringing a bunch of old people to the
She's bringing the retirement center.
She's bringing everybody. She's very social. She's a fun gal. She's 90 years old. She'll absolutely love you.
I love it.
She's very fun. She's dirty. She grew up on a farm, and so she always talks about roosters, but she calls them cocks. And she's like, oh, look at that big cock on that man's T-shirt.
She can get freaky, it sounds like.
She knows what she's doing. She's a funny gal. She's fucking... We're going to see you later, Grams. We're going to see you later, Grams. We got to get her on the pod.
I was going to say, I wish she was here.
She rules.
She does rule.
Way cooler than me. She's got great hair. She never dyes it. She eats a lot of hot dogs. She eats a lot of...
She did not follow me back on Instagram.
Stop complaining about that. She's old. She doesn't know. She lost her phone earlier this week. It was under a newspaper. She was FaceTiming me on her iPad. She had no idea what she was doing. My grandma fucking FaceTimed me on her iPad, and I was trying to help her find her phone. And then the Colts game was on, and I was ignoring it. Colin was in the other room. I'm like, hey, is everything okay? Can I help you find anything? I can find my iPhone remote. And then she goes, oh, no, Colts ball, I got to go. And she hung up on me. She hung up on me during that fucking Kenny Moore pick six. Yeah, that old bitch. Rocks. Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
I like her already.
She's really cool, but she bugs me sometimes. She's annoying, man. She gets on my last nerve. But
you got to enjoy the alive grandparent while you got him.
Oh, no, she's my last one left. I love her so much. I love her so much. I just give her a lot of shit.
Colin, are all of yours dead? No, I'm just kidding.
Gone. They gone. I love them, miss them. They gone.
Colin just pulls out a cross around his neck and gives it a little kiss. Miss you, Mima.
Mima.
You look like you had weird-ass names for your grandparents. You look like you had like a Mima and a Seesaw. You look like you had like...
and Pop.
Nan and Pop, classic.
My Irish grandparents.
And then like Pappy Jim.
Like Grams and Gramp.
That's nice. Yeah. All right, classic.
Those are classic.
The St. Louis ones, yeah.
Those are the good ones.
I mean, I kind of just started that. I don't think it really stuck with anyone else. I think it was just grandma, grandpa, but...
He just made
I'm the artist of the family, so I had to get creative with it.
What are you talking? You're like the teacher that has like special handshakes with all the hey, they're just your grandma and grandpa, but they're my pop and my dad. Yeah. This is real special shit going on over here.
But it's just them yelling at me all the time for like eating too much of the bacon I eat for breakfast. that was a true story.
That was very specific.
Yeah, that was like that's happened.
Those are the memories.
But yeah, this is in Indiana. Have you been to Indiana before? You've been to Indy.
Well, sure. Yeah, and I haven't been to like other than those places, Indiana.
This is in Carmel, Indiana, which Carmel is like Wilmette and Disneyland put together. It's like everything is like that like fake European kind of building. It's very cool.
How far away is that from Indy?
It's a 20-minute drive. It's like the northern suburb. So it's like, it's very, very close, but it's like
Evanston to Chicago.
Yeah, but it's fancy. It's real fancy up there. They got a lot of fancy stuff.
Those people don't like me.
What do you mean they don't like you?
Well, it'll be fine, I'm sure, but those people don't like me.
I was gonna say when you said your grandma's bringing her old people retirement home, I'm like, I'm fucked. But then after hearing the Mark Maron story, I'm like, oh no, Chelsea's fucked. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm more fucked for sure.
Yeah,
no, I feel like
although if it is full of old people, I just do my dead dad stuff, and then people are like,
well, my dad better die in the next 3 weeks. No. Just kidding. Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
I had this crazy show in like Pendleton. I'm sorry. I always say that it's the blanket company. Pentwater, Michigan. Okay. It's like up on the coast, and like 3 ladies with walkers walking out on the way out, and they go, "We love that stuff about your dead dad. Favorite part." I was like, "So relatable for you, ladies." Like, just like
that's beautiful.
That's so sad.
Bringing everyone together.
I have like people be like, "We love that joke about your small penis," which that hurts, but it doesn't make me like existentially hurt. You know, it doesn't.
Oh, no, I think it's good. I think because they just people don't really talk about grief, which is why it stays so weird.
Yeah.
And so I think when you can it took me a long time to be able to get to doing it without it also making me super sad on stage. And you do see like the older people are like, yeah, like they just like, because everything else is about like dating apps and TikTok and like shit that they're just like, what? It's like your mom losing her phone, or your grandma losing her phone. Like they don't. Half of what we're saying is going over their heads, just like when we were younger watching movies that we shouldn't have been. Yeah. That shit was going over our heads.
Yeah.
So I think but when you're like, nope, experienced a huge loss, they're like, me too, sister.
After that, my grandma's gonna come up to you and go, I've lost 3 husbands. You're gonna be like, oh, that's too many. Were you involved in their
100% she was.
She's gonna have a lot of tags for that joke.
We got to investigate my grandma probably killing all of her husbands. She probably did that too. She's a little liar. She's always up to trouble.
God.
I just don't trust her. People think that you're your own 90, you should trust her. She was alive during World War II. We don't know where she was.
Old people get down. I know a girl who worked at a retirement home, and she told me some wild stories. She said
it's true.
Every old man there, anytime she walked by, would like say something about her ass.
Nice.
Like a bunch of the old people there had like STDs from sleeping with each other. Sounds insane and disgusting at the same time.
I've got 9 grandkids and I've got chlamydia. All right, baby.
Don't ever call me baby. The fuck was that? That was weird.
Okay.
Have you thought about my birthday at all?
Why specifically? Like what we want to do for your birthday?
No, not like.
What do you mean?
I'm not asking you to plan my birthday.
What are you
Our
asking
friend
about?
hit us up asking to go to Mexico. Fucking weirdo.
I was like, dude, what kind of? We've never been friends like that.
I've never been like into celebrating birthdays. I'm not like,
dude.
It's also in June. I'm not like, hey man, you better have something ready or I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
That's what I thought you were saying.
I want to know if we're going to Mexico because I need to let my family know there's a chance I'm not coming back.
Yeah,
the 3 of us, especially our friend Martin, who comes from England, and anytime he comes, he's like, I'm on holiday. And he just turns into the Tasmanian devil, and it's just all destruction behind him anywhere he goes. And then we're just like, this is fun. I'm going to tag along for 2 weeks. I'm also on holiday.
It says he just looks like it's the Tasmanian devil, but it's like a Union Jack.
Yeah.
It's like the British Union Jack.
I'm still sleeping at home, but it's on the floor instead of my bed, so it feels like it's a vacation somehow.
Dude, so yeah, birthdays, the thing for me is I never want to be like, yeah, like, no, I don't want you guys to plan anything for my birthday. Can I tell you something?
You want it?
I want everyone to plan. I want it to be a huge deal. It's never a big deal. No one ever gives a fuck about my goddamn birthday. No one ever gives a fuck about like graduation. I've never had like a graduation party. I've never been like publicly. I've never been publicly celebrated, and I act cool about it. I want it to happen so goddamn.
I think
bad.
the only time I was First Communion. And that really stuck.
Are you like 6? Are you 5 at that?
I don't remember. I was wearing I just remember wearing almost like a Men in Black. It's just without the jacket. Everything else was
By the way,
I got a rock that was like
it's not
a
called,
religious rock. I'm like, this thing is fucking sick.
Colin, it's not called a Men in Black costume. It's called a suit. Yeah, it's just called a suit.
But I just meant to say without the jacket,
yeah,
whatever.
Sure.
But
so sort of like a Book of Mormon look. You had like the t-shirt, not the t-shirt, the button down, the white
more
button
like Jehovah's
down.
Witness look.
Yeah, exactly.
Knocking on doors.
Yeah.
And I just got like all religious gifts, and like my cool aunt gave me like a superhero gift, and I'm just like, God rocks.
I do remember when kids started having bat mitzvahs in 7th grade.
I was pissed.
I
dude.
was so pissed, dude.
So much better than a First Communion.
I was so furious.
So much better than a First Communion.
I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? And they get a party this. We don't get to do any of this? This is fucked up. I want to have a little fucking party.
They're saying cool ass words that I can't understand. Yeah.
I don't know who this Adonai guy is, but he's got it made.
I went to I think I've only ever been to one, but I remember it was like a family friend. So I was there with my family, and they just kept on bringing out courses and courses and courses, as opposed to like Irish Catholics just put it all on a table and let it sit out for 8 hours.
Just a tray of mashed potatoes and corned beef. Fucking cabbage.
They leave it for the Lord. but I ate so much, I was like, we need to go home. I'm sick.
At the bar mitzvah?
Yeah, I'm like, on the way home, I was like, I wish I was Jewish.
God damn. All that pastrami and potato pancakes really fucked me up.
It was great, dude. I loved it.
Jewish food ribs.
Do you think, so are you thinking we're going to go to Mexico?
I don't think we should go to Mexico.
I think we're gonna die.
I don't think we should go to Mexico. I don't think we should go there with Martin.
Well, if Martin he said he's gonna pay for it. I'm like, if you get an all-inclusive room and we all like sleep in one room, I get my own bed because it's my birthday and you guys share a bed. That's how it goes.
Also, dude, I don't want to go to Mexico in June. It's going to be so hot.
No, it rocks.
Let's go to Mexico in December when it's going to be freezing in Chicago and we want like a release from somewhere. We want to go somewhere warm.
No. If it's all inclusive, if it's the fucking shit, dude. You don't understand.
I think we should go to Alaska in June. I think we should go to the middle.
Now you're pissing me. You're ruining my birthday. You're ruining my. I've never cared about my birthday until you ruined it.
Why did you want to? Right before we got down here, I was like, yeah, let's talk about Thanksgiving. And then we just
No, it's my birthday.
We sat down and we came in hot with something that's not going to happen for 8 months.
The only holiday the people want to know. And they would love to, if we hype this up and then we go to Cancun and one of us dies, or even better, I become like a Sicario. They're making a movie about us.
I think in order for this to be a successful podcast, because no one gives a shit about comedy podcasts anymore.
No.
In order, especially two white dudes that just talk about getting high all the time. In order for this to be a successful podcast, I think one of us needs to get murdered in Mexico, and then it becomes loose toss. What the hell happened to Willie?
Yeah, I'm phoning in from prison with a bunch of teardrops. I'm speaking like Spanish and shit.
So the Irish guys were mean to me on day one. I joined the Latin Kings.
But like, yeah, because we've gone on trips with Martin. We went to Nashville
and Milwaukee.
Yeah. And both of those were just so chaotic.
They were so...
If we're in like just... I don't even know. Downtown Mexico? I don't even...
Downtown?
Where would we even go?
Downtown Mexico City? Is that what you're talking about?
No.
What do you mean, just downtown Mexico?
Just right in the middle.
I think that the middle of Mexico is kind of mountainous, I believe.
That would be a cool fucking...
I believe that Mexico City is sort of just south of Texas, kind of.
Yeah, Mexico City, but I'm like, still... Because like I got lost in Milwaukee. And I came back. Remember Roxy? I came back and I was like, I got this hotel bartender's phone number. Her name's Roxy. She has 6 kids. She's coming to visit me in Chicago in 2 weeks. And so is her friend, who I think might have been her pimp, who wasn't talking the whole time.
If you get lost in Milwaukee, all that happens is you find Roxy. She gets you some spotted cow and some cheese curds. If you get lost in Mexico, you just find Roxy's. You find Oxycontin. You just come back. You're crushing up pills.
I still have a text saying, "Hey, it's Roxy," and I'm pretty sure the R was spelled with like a $sign or something. And I'm like, I gotta stop chilling with Martin, man.
He's kind of he's a trash man. He's not good. He's not good for us. We shouldn't go to Mexico.
But he like works for the government in England. I don't know if we should say that.
That's fine. Who gives a crap?
He might be a spy. Yeah, he might be in like MI6. But I don't know, dude. It would be cool. He pays for it. I love a free trip. I love that.
You do love being a guest, don't you?
I love being a guest, dude. I love being it. When we stayed at our lawyer friend's place, he's like, "Hey, man, pour a little sip of this, like, nice whiskey." I'm like, "All right." And I'm just like beer bonging it.
Remember when I opened for Jeff Foxworthy over the summer and you were there with me, and like immediately I just saw you beeline to the mini fridge. You're like, "All right, they got Bud Lights in here. They got Coke and Diet Coke. We should have brought some mixers.
I'm not touching that Bud Light. That's yours." When Jeff Foxworthy was on stage, I was going through his green room. I'm like, I know he's got some money laying around in here.
You're just going through one of his joke notebooks and you're reading everything and you go, "Oh my God, I think I might be a redneck."
Anytime I get caught, I just pretend I'm sleepwalking.
You just rip your sleeves off and you're like, "I'm actually Larry the Cable Guy."
Yeah.
No, I'm supposed to be back here. I'm Larry the Cable Guy's son. I'm Jerry the Cable Guy.
The Cable Guy's my father. Call me Colin.
Call me Colin.
Yeah.
Call me Dr. Cable Guy. Wait, let's do Thanksgiving stuff. I'm so excited for Thanksgiving.
Not a holiday guy.
What do you mean you're not a holiday guy?
Thanksgiving is fine. It's like you eat a lot of food.
Eat a lot of food. Yeah, my first, like the biggest tweet that I've ever had, I stand by this. I really like this joke. It was Thanksgiving's at my house this year, so now everyone else has to go for a walk. While I smoke weed, very good time. Very good time. And that didn't really happen. I just kind of got high alone before everyone showed up, and then I was like, "Sorry, it smells."
Did you actually have Thanksgiving at
I had it was so divorce, a lot of fun. So there was dad Thanksgiving at like 4 p.m. and then at 2 p.m. mom Thanksgiving was at my house.
I had older brother, older sister. I had Gramsy there.
Okay. I just figured out of all your siblings, so many better options to host.
You're such a dickhead. Well, Sam's the only one that lives in Indy.
And, and living in Indy. True.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Lucy.
No, she lives in like DC.
Probably a better host than you.
Yeah, I mean 100%. She's like a nice girl. Why are you being a dick?
I'm not being a dick.
Can you just yes and me and not shoot my shit down? You're being an asshole. Take those off. I don't like your energy with those today. You look like
an energy of an intellectual.
No, you're a dumbass. You're not smart. Okay, let me do the thing. So Sam and Lucy are there. They're fighting about, look at me when I talk to you, you dead-eyed freak. Look at me when I take those glasses off. I hate this. We're not releasing any of this. This is all garbage.
Keep going. This is good.
Sam and Lucy just fight about who cooks what because like Lucy's like, I was going to do turkey and Sam was going to do steak, but now Sam brought in the turkey and they're just arguing with each other. My mom is just like, can you kids please be nice to each other on Thanksgiving? And then me and Grams are in the other room. We're watching football. She's got a glass of wine. I got a bourbon. We're making fun of everybody.
I love that.
It's so, dude,
That's
getting
beautiful.
drunk with old people absolutely rules because they've been drinking longer than we have.
Mm-hmm. They got stories.
Mm-hmm. One day she's just going to be like, I gave Truman a hand job.
I'm pretty sure both my grandpas were in war, so if I drank with them, they'd probably be like, I killed 8 people. Dude, it's funny because I used to, I lived with
Your grandpa just goes, I've got a son in Poland somewhere.
Yeah, no, both my grandpas ripped. I doubt they did. But I lived with my friend's family for a little bit when I was younger, and his dad served in Nam. You met Josh.
Yeah, I met Josh.
Like, nicest guy, chillest guy ever.
That's when I was selling weed, and I go, tell him how Willie G does it. And I gave him like the fattest sack ever.
Yeah.
And then a day later, we ran out of weed, and I was just like, what the hell, man? I never hook it up like that.
You immediately blamed it on me, and you're like, why'd you give him so much? I'm like, you said this is how Willie G does it. And it set in, we were like, fuck, I did say that. I think you were like, call him, ask for some back.
Tell him to drive to the city and bring back 3 grams.
But his dad never talked.
Yeah.
I've known him since I was like a young kid. Hardly ever, probably spoke like a paragraph to each other in 15 years. And I'm like, this guy has killed people with his bare hands. I was like, he's a machine. He's Rambo. Like that was the only thing that I could have thought. And one time me and Josh were smoking in his garage. And his dad walks in the garage and comes up. He's like, so this is what you guys do when we go to sleep. And I just like froze. And then he like put his hand out and I handed him the joint and he started smoking with us.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, oh, dude, you were just stoned this entire time. I thought you took so many naps to escape from your thoughts.
Well, maybe he was stoned, but also like, imagine if when you imagine when he was your age, when you're meeting him. When he was your age, he was like in the jungle fighting guerrilla warfare, and he was moving vines that turned out to be snakes. All of his friends died, and then he has to watch you fucking losers just getting high in the garage. It's not like he's going to talk to you guys about the bowls.
Yeah. And at this point, I'm like, I think I might start stand-up comedy. I have a really small penis.
He just looks at you.
No, but that beautiful friendship formed from weed.
Nice.
With me and a Vietnam vet.
With you and a Vietnam vet. Dude, they were like fucking, like the term shotgunning? Like when you like blow smoke into someone's mouth?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know where that came from?
What?
It came in Vietnam. People would get high, and then they would take the barrel of their shotgun. They would go like this. They'd blow in it, and they would blow it to the rest of the people in their group, their battalion, whatever it's called.
That is kind of fucking awesome.
Yeah, it kind of rules. They were really inventing a lot of cool ways to get stoned over there.
I did that one time at PCB. In the girl's mouth. Not with a shotgun.
So one time you were on spring break. And
I got it.
That was weed.
I mean, we talk about shotgun. That's just what I think of. I don't think of Nam. I don't think of a chance of like, I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm going to be like, oh, they're shooting. They're fucking shooting. Johnny, wake up.
One time I was you're just like some dickhead that you meet in a bar at the airport. Yeah, one time I was on spring break and I kissed a girl. It's like a 15-year-old guy. You're like, shut up.
Yeah.
Why did my flight get delayed? Actually, that's not true. I love talking to an old motherfucker at the airport.
Oh, dude, I don't. Do you like flying?
I like drinking before a flight. I love.
I have to. I have to. Drink
I love
on flights.
just showing up to a bar. I love spending $50 on 2 beers and then chips and dip at the Chili's to go at O'Hare.
if I'm flying on, like I've flown alone a lot. I've flown with people and I've like been like sat in different seats. And when I'm like alone flying, I don't know what it is. I'm terrified of heights. Like I freak the fuck out. I need to drink.
You need to drink for it?
I used to take like edibles, and then one time I had a flight with a lot of turbulence, and I was just like gripping onto seats, and I heard this lady being like laughing and pointing at me and being like, he's scared. I like saw her in my periffs, and I was so close to being like, shut the fuck up.
You don't know what
We're going down.
I hate 40 milligrams earlier, lady.
Dude, I just don't. I like driving.
Yeah.
I would much rather do like a long road trip. I like a long drive.
Here's what I like about flying. I like showing up. I like getting a little boozed up. I like getting some airport food. I'll goof around. I'll go to a Hudson News. I'm gonna get some juicy fruit. I'm gonna get a magazine.
Auntie Anne's.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some juicy fruit. I'm not a pretzel kid. I don't love pretzels.
I love an Auntie Anne's.
Okay, so I go to the Hudson News. I get some juicy fruit. I get like a big water. I'm gonna get like a Cherry Coke Zero or a Dr. Pepper Zero, Sprite Zero. These are the elite diet sodas, folks. I'm gonna get juicy fruit. I'm gonna get a little magazine. I'm gonna get a book by a rock star, and I'm never gonna read it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a book by Peter Frampton. I'm gonna get a book by like Paul Simon's book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Eric Clapton's book.
These will all be done by the time I get back.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna get on the plane. I'm gonna open the book. I'm gonna read not even the first page, the foreword or something. It'll be like David Geffen or like some other famous guy. Fucking like Paul McCartney will like write a foreword for a book. I'll read a page of that, and then I'll be like, fuck this, and then I'm gonna watch the Minions on the little TV.
I was literally just gonna say, and then you're like, oh shit, they have the Minions.
I'm gonna watch the Minions. I'm gonna watch Remember the Titans, and I'm gonna cry on a plane. I'm gonna watch Austin Powers 2. These are plane movies.
That describes you. Those three movies describes you perfectly. Minions, idiot. Well, what was the other one?
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. Your weird love for sports movies, even though you're bad at sports.
I just like to watch it so I can feel less racist.
And then Austin Powers 2. Honestly, I think that's the one called The Spy Who Shagged Me. And that just describes how horny you are.
I am a horny freak. I got it. I got an MI 6.5 inches for you. What do you think about that?
I think that's a straight up lie.
I got an MI.
I like the pun, but that's like a straight up lie.
I've got an M.5. I've got an MI 3.5 for you.
I'm not happy that I've seen your penis.
Yeah, you've seen it.
But the time I saw it, I fell to my knees laughing.
It wasn't great. There was it was cold. It was cold. It
wasn't
COVID.
cold. We were inside.
I had a fear boner.
Willie was living in a really nice, warm apartment.
I was. It was COVID, so I was terrified. I didn't have a boner, but there was something going on.
I think you walked out.
I was also. Can we say this though? I was also 50 pounds heavier. I was so much fatter.
Whip it out now, dude. Whip it out now. Let's see if it's looking more proportionate.
Dude, during COVID, I was in grad school and I had to do this class where I was pitching ideas for movies because it was like a screenwriting program. And we had to do videos, like talking to the camera, analyzing people's scripts. And it would just be me. God. I'm fat as shit. I'm a little drunk.
Is this when you had the like porn star or the like pedo mustache going?
I had a terrible. I wanted to look like a Chicago police officer, and I ended up looking like. Remember that basketball player at Loyola that was kind of chubby that had the bad mustache? I looked like a fatter version of him. It wasn't a good look at all.
I'm thinking of the dude on Purdue for some reason.
Zach Edey? And it was a bad mustache. I was super fat, and I was like, I was pitching stuff. We might post a video with this. I would be pitching a thing and be like, all right, I wouldn't do any prep work. And they'd be like, okay, you need to do a reboot of a TV show. And I'd pick a show that I know a lot about, like Lost, for example.
Yeah.
And then I would just go on for 15 minutes just talking about Lost the whole time.
It's called Found. Old girl, same characters, they're old.
Buddy, I'm not kidding you. I think I called it Lost and Found. I'm pretty sure the show was called Lost and it was all about Hurley running the island. It was all about Hurley.
Gotta give it to the fat guy. I was just gonna say, you were probably so high you thought of Lost and Found, and you're like, they're going to make me the teacher. She's going to give me her job. She has a family to feed, but I deserve it more.
It's Lost and Found. Okay, it's the TV show Lost, but now everybody is way fatter. The numbers, instead of being 4, 8, 15, 16, it's 40, 80, 150, 160. You get what I'm saying here, folks. Here's the twist. Hurley, he's now skinny, but everybody else fat as shit.
What's that? What, The Biggest Loser, where they all lose weight?
Yeah.
You're just like, how about the smallest pussy? We make fun of skinny people for being small, and then we beat the shit out of them.
Dude, I hate skinny fuckers, man.
Yeah.
I hate skinny people.
You said this the other day where we were
Oh yeah,
I was like talking about this, like some girl or something, and you were like, "She only likes you because you're skinny." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And you're like, "That's the only reason girls like guys. That's the only reason that they wouldn't like me."
I kind of mean it, to be honest.
Yeah, when you said that, I didn't know if I should have been nice or make a joke because I couldn't tell if you were being serious or not.
Here's the thing about me: killer personality.
Okay.
You're not even gonna laugh at that?
I'm not gonna judge.
You're not gonna laugh at that?
Well, you told me you don't want to critique, and I'm
okay. Well, you know what? Let's go best feature first. Rich Dad. Let's say that one. Let's get that one in there.
Yeah, that is. If this is a scouting report, that's at the top. That's at the top. Cool car. You got to put that in there. You have a cool car.
That works. I can play guitar a little bit. I can play guitar.
Yeah, but you could get carried away and start.
Yes.
You do a thing where you'll play a song everyone likes, and you're like, "Here's a song I wrote in 8th grade."
Well, if the good die young, then where are we to go? I just start. They call it the party ruiner. Everybody.
I mean, we've met worse people.
Oh,
we've met people who, if there's a guitar could be in the other room and they can sense it.
Yes.
And they'll come back out shirtless, playing guitar about their family.
Well, but we also know people. We know a bunch of skinny jerks that have hooked up with hot ass chicks. I will say
from playing guitar.
No, just from being skinny jerks. Just because ladies like skinny kids. That's.
I think it's more of a. I think how you feel about skinny people is how I feel about tall people. I know a lot of real tall motherfuckers that look like they're fill-ins for the dude from the Goonies,
dude,
who have just dime girlfriends.
It's so funny that everybody has one person that they think is doing like fat guys think skinny people are doing better than them. Short guys think tall guys are doing better than them.
Yeah.
Rich guys think jacked guys are doing better than them. Jacked guys think rich guys are doing better than them.
I am just in the darkness of that Venn diagram somewhere in the middle. It's like I'm not in shape, I'm not tall, but I'm not short.
Not financially secure.
Yeah, it's like I have a place to live, but I don't have a lot of money. I'm a good cook, but I can't afford groceries.
I don't know if a lot of roommates is a plus, but that's in there as well.
Friends. Got a lot of friends when you need them.
He's got a great social life.
Yeah.
It's mainly inside of his home, but he has a great social life.
I'm comfortable being around people naked because I have to share a bathroom.
Dude, that breath that you just
yeah, it got a little real.
You got a little
real. I think we need to take a break.
Oh,
just
sorry
break
there,
down.
big guy. You just start crying.
I just need to play Spider-Man and let some rage out.
No, dude, I beat it 100%. 100%. Beat the whole game. So fun.
Should we talk about how mad you got?
I'm so pissed at you. So I'm being a nice guy.
I want people to chime
everybody.
in and think if this is fucked up or not. Because I think as Spider-Man would do, what I did was for the greater good.
No, it wasn't. It was for you being selfish. I'm being a nice friend. I told Colin he can play Spider-Man at my house while I'm out of town. He doesn't have a PS5, so this is me being a nice guy.
I brought a pizza over one day and ate it by myself.
You brought a whole pizza?
It's fucking awesome.
Okay, so I let you into my home, and I just say, you can't beat the game before me. You can't get past me in the game. At one point over the weekend, you called me. You said, hey, I'm past you. Can I keep going? And I said, no, just do side quests. You took this information. You disregarded it. I get home. I log on the game. And I just see your thing, and you're at 98%, and I'm at 67.
Here's another thing. I lied.
I hate you.
I lied.
Oh my God, I don't like you as a person.
Here's what I did. I had a little night. I had all my, I came over at like 6 p.m. the first night. I stayed until 12:30.
You suck.
And I was like, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go back home. I'm going to cook a nice dinner, and I'm going to go to bed early because I have to wake up early. Go to your crib. I do all the side missions like you said, but not the lame ones, because some of them are like you have to take photos, you have to play as like a deaf girl.
Don't say that's a lame one to do.
That when you could be Spider-Man.
It sounds so terrible.
When you could be Spider-Man.
It is kind of funny that you buy the game being like, I want to be a guy with superheroes.
Yeah, dude, what are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with being deaf.
Of course.
But every deaf person would rather be Spider-Man. I would rather be Spider-Man.
It's just we have one.
I'm doing fine.
We have one deaf fan reading a Braille transcript of the podcast, going, "What the fuck, you guys? These guys are assholes."
We have Spider-Man listening. He's like, "These guys fucking rock." There's missions where you have to be like Peter Parker at work.
I
don't want to. You know how much I hate
that.
working. I don't want to do someone else's job.
I hate that. You have to volunteer. In the last one, it's like, I don't volunteer in real life. Why do you think I'm going to play a video game to volunteer?
I used to volunteer, and let me tell you, felt nothing. Felt like I wasted a couple hours of my day. I'm never going to see these people that I helped. I think they're lying.
I volunteered a bunch in high school. I was like, every weekend I was doing these little service projects. And then in college, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then I never did until my junior year. I got back around to doing volunteer work. It was court-ordered volunteer work. I feel like maybe I should say that. I feel like maybe I should say that I did have to work at the Goodwill.
Not with kids, though.
Not with kids. No, I did. I did. I worked with kids.
No, I was saying you couldn't do volunteer work with kids because of your crime.
No, I literally did. No, fuck you,
Yeah,
you
it took a
jackass.
long-
No, I got
A
caught.
little highbrow comedy with the glasses.
I got caught with a fake ID, and then they made me. I like went into like the Boulder courthouse, and they were like, "Hey, here's what you can do." And I was like, "Well, I'm a camp counselor. I'm really good at working with kids." And she was like, "You want to work with kids?" And I was like, "I mean, yeah, like that could be fun. I'm good at it. I have those skills." And she was just like, "I have never had a man come in this office for like he'd be like, just put me in a dark room where I don't have to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I don't have to take." And I was like, "No, yeah, that'd be okay." So I went to a YWCA, which is like the women's version. And I just, there was like a pre-K class, and I was like cleaning their toys, and I like helped monitor recess. It was kind of a fun morning.
You only had to do one day?
I had to do one day, and then I worked 8 hours like a Goodwill, like sorting stuff. And then people donate.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
People just donate random boxes of stuff in their house. This one guy donated a bottle of like Xanax for dogs, like dog anxiety medication. I remember looking at it and being like, this is a test.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure dogs and people get the same medicine.
Oh no, for sure it is. It for sure is. And you know what? I can't take. Apparently, dog Xanax makes you still have human seizures. If you could imagine that.
Well, I was addicted to Xanax, and I quit that, and then I got addicted to dog Xanax.
Then after that, I got addicted to catnip. Then horse tranquilizers.
Yeah.
I was like, how are these animals getting fucked up, and why can't I get fucked up like them?
But so this is the confession of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do the like boring
Side missions. I know you didn't do any. Of the
I did the
stuff.
fun ones.
I know.
And then at that point, I like did the story mode, and I got to the point where you were at where you said to stop, and it took me farther. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't back out, and I finished that, and I went to call you, and then I looked, and your show already started. And I'm like, I can't call him during the show. So then I beat the story mode.
I hate you.
I beat the story mode,
I
and
hate
then I
you.
did some side quests. And then that's when I called you the next day. I was like, hey, I finished them all. Can I do the story mode? And you're like, no, not until you finish everything. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, all right, I'll finish everything. And I went back to your house, and then I finished everything.
You're such a jackass. I'm mad at you. I'm not gonna let you play more video games.
No, but think about it like this, because how annoying if you got back, I'd be asking you every day to keep playing. We would have to go to work on the pod.
You could have played yesterday. We were hanging out doing nothing. You could have played then.
Yeah, but I beat it.
I know you.
So now I didn't need to.
I just don't like you as a person. I don't like you as a podcast.
New York
partner.
does because they love me, because I saved them.
At this point,
And I didn't spoil anything. I did. Dude, don't get mad that I'm a better Spider-Man.
No, literally
Spider pork.
The only
or whatever.
Let me
Spider pig.
fucking talk, dude. When I'm trying to talk, shut up for 2 goddamn
Go,
seconds
go.
and let me talk. Oh my god, I'm giving you visual clues. No, you're funny. You're the funny, and that's the only reason we're friends.
I feel like that's the only reason I'm friends with a lot of people.
You're funny. We both like basketball and weed. If we had 2 less things in common, we would hate each other.
Yeah, probably. We've probably met each other in past lives and murdered each other. I'm a criminal. You're a cop.
Why am I a cop?
You have cop vibes.
Do I really?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's flattering because I'm just glad that cop vibes are kind of masculine. I've
Kind
never
of,
been
maybe
called
like
masculine.
state trooper. I feel like you give out a lot of. I don't see you chasing someone down. I see you shooting someone because they're running too fast and you can't catch up.
They're running towards me.
Yeah. I see like a mean Paul Blart where you tase kids trying to like skate outside.
Dude, they can't give me one of those guns. They can't. I would have too much power. Because I said this on stage. It never works. I don't have a gun for the same reason I don't have a waffle maker. I don't want to buy anything I don't get to use every single day. You know what? If I get that thing, I'm getting daily use out of it. I'm getting daily use out of it. It's like when you get a video game system, like you don't even want to play it, but you're like, no, I got this thing. I got to get on it for a little bit. You get a new hoodie you don't want to wear. You're like, no, I bought it. I should wear it.
Yeah.
If I get a gun, I'm shooting that thing twice a day, every day.
Can't have upstairs neighbors. You
Nope.
get stoked, start shooting it in the air.
I'm shooting flies. I'm shooting rats. Delivery driver's late. Guess what? Shooting your tire out.
Shooting at his feet, making him jump.
There it is, folks. Another episode of Loose Sauce. Thank you so much for listening. By the way, if you want to come see me, Chelsea Hood, Colin Unger, Dwight Simmons, and I believe Tyson Cox is hosting, we're going to be at Union Brewing Company. It's a show in Carmel, Indiana. Go to my Instagram. There'll be more details there. We'd love to see you. Thank you again for listening. I keep saying thank you again. Thank you for listening. And please, if you like the show, rate, review, subscribe. wherever you like to do that. Man, I'm so sad that you guys can't hear any wisdom from Colin. So here's just Colin left me a voicemail. I'm gonna play it for you guys. Hey Willie, it's me. Tell the people to never leave us. We love them. We miss them. And if they leave us, I'm gonna do something very, very bad. Man, Colin, that seems a little threatening. But yeah, I guess I'll say it again. Thank you guys again for listening. That was a loose toss.